morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Saturday the 6th of March. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, it's a bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 48,245 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 50,074. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high that was at 49,489 to break back through to 50,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test resistance at 52,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 51,317. Fall through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level at 47,002 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the 23.6% fib at 45,501 and the second major support level sits at 45,173. Looking at the MACD, we have a slight narrowing of the bullish histograms, but nothing suggestive of a bearish morning ahead, so we need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50s closing in on the 100 and the 200 with a possible bullish cross coming up, so need to keep an eye on that. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 48,245 and break out from yesterday's high at 49,489 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 1507 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1573 and the 23.6% fib at 1579. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 1550s and yesterday's high that was at 1551. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib at 1579 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended breakout, should see Ethereum test resistance at 1650 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1616. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1464 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should continue to steer clear of sub 1400s. Second major support level sits at 1399. On the MACDs, we have a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting this early upside. On the EMA, we're seeing the 50 narrow in on the 100 and the 200, also a bullish signal. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1507 and break through to 1550 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to need to Ethereum avoid the pivot at 178 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 186. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break through to 185. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 190 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test resistance at the second major resistance level at 192 and the 23.6% fib at 195. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 171 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the 38.2% fib and the second major support level that sit at 163. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting the early upside. More significantly, on the EMA, the 50 is closing in on the 100 and a possible bullish cross formation there, so keep an eye on that. So avoiding the pivot at 178 and a move through to 185 should bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the dollar, positive start. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 0.4623 and through the 38.2% fib at 0.4632 to bring the first major resistance level at 0.4784 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.47 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.48418 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP test the second major resistance level at 0.5002. Failure to move through the pivot and the 38.2% fib will bring the first major support level at 0.4405 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of the second major support level at 0.4244. Looking at the MACD, we have a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms, so that's supporting some early upside. More importantly, on the EMAs, the 50s moving away from the 200 and the 100, supporting further upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, move through the pivot and the 38.2% fib at 0.4632 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play.